On February 13th, 2017, two teenage girls set out on a hike in Delphi, Indiana. This turned out to be the last thing they ever did. In part one of our series on the Delphi murders, we'll meet the victims, Libby and Abby. We'll break down the timeline of events as we know it, follow the police investigation, and discuss some of the suspects and early theories as to what happened to these two poor girls. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you thought you knew everything about this case, stick around. Let's be honest, you probably do, but let's see if Ian can't enlighten you with at least one new piece of information. This is Necronomipod.
So Ian, you're doing this one on the you should be on the IR. Here you are toughening it out.
Yeah, I just got a cold. Feeling like shit.
Sounding a little off tonight.
Yeah. That's the worst, too, when you have a cold in the summer.
It's horrible. July cold?
Yeah.
What?
I know, it's
What are you
terrible.
doing over there?
It's terrible.
Wasn't very hot today.
It was, I don't know. I slept most of the day.
It's like it was in the upper 60s today.
I turned the air off.
Yeah.
Open the windows up. It's nice.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I missed all that.
Yeah. You were down for the count.
Yeah.
It's all right. You kicked out at 2. It's all right. Well, we just wanted to acknowledge that at the start so that people aren't, wondering why you sound a little different.
People like it when you sound like that, though.
There you go.
I have seen when people like my sick voice more.
Yeah, it's true.
So there you go. We're just doing this to pop some ratings. Speaking of popping ratings, I feel like Gypsy Rose's reality show was looking for that sweeps episode.
Something got popped.
She done went and got herself knocked up.
Wasn't she just doing a Plan B cocktail the other day?
So I was corrected on that. That was part of the reality show. I don't know if it was actually on the reality show, if it was just something that she did on the side. But regardless, if she couldn't have got her nose job done if she was pregnant. So that's what she was joking about that. And she's like, bottoms up, and
Got it.
took a couple Plan B pills just to make sure.
Gypsy fuck.
She's wild.
I believe we're going to need a DNA test, no? A little close to in-between boyfriend kind of
Seems like
situation, perhaps?
There's been a few gentleman callers.
Hopefully it's not the wrestling guys.
You want it to be the new boyfriend or the new old boyfriend.
Yeah.
The old new boyfriend.
That would seem like it would be the best outcome.
That'd be her preference.
Yeah, since they're like together and shit.
Because then Hitman guy's back in the picture. He's like, oh, yeah.
I don't know if he'd be like, oh yeah. I think he's probably hoping he's not the dad.
Putting together her love life is like trying to figure out the Samoan wrestling family dynasty. Good luck. It ain't going to happen.
You know who's not in there? That kid Nick, because he's in jail for the rest of his life for killing her mom.
That's true.
Oh, he was the guy that she had come in and help, right? And then they took off.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Nick something.
Go to John.
Go to John. Go to what?
Nick,
Go to John.
Go to
Go to
jail.
jail. That's right.
Damn.
Look at that.
Hot drink, show me a Coke.
That's good stuff.
Then they mail their stuff somewhere. They're like, oh, we passed state lines. We're good now. We're
Yeah.
safe.
We
We're
legally
home
can't
free.
be arrested.
They mailed all that shit to his house.
That's right.
Like a whole big thing of money too, right?
Yeah, I think it was like 5,000.
And the
in cash or
knife.
something.
Wasn't the knife in there?
Yeah, the murder weapon. Peacock has a new documentary or series or something on her. It looked like it from the artwork. It looked like it was not a pro gypsy documentary.
Oh.
Like not being like, oh, she's super cute. And so I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Have they
watch it,
seen
but
her nose job?
I'm not sure that they have.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure I even have. I don't really get the pictures updates. We just
I saw
kind of talk
side by
about.
side, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it happened. I'm just saying I don't think I've seen it.
There was one picture I saw, but she had so many filters on it. I'm like, I don't know.
She likes the filter.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what the nose job actually looks like because there's a lot of filters.
I don't think anyone knows what you look like anymore, lady. Nobody has seen you since you've gotten out of jail because you just have so many fucking filters.
We did a whole OT here to open the show. Nice.
Look at that. Well, I guess we'll see what happens to Gypsy.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye on that.
Hopefully she has a good pregnancy, I guess, right? She stays healthy and
yeah. Let's keep that bloodline going.
She's been making some wild choices. We'll see how this one goes.
this is like if you go back to our first OT, like when she got out of jail or whatever, and like we were all like positive, like everything that has happened to her is the exact opposite of what we hoped for her.
She's trying to live a lifetime in like the first year she's out of jail.
That's the problem, sure.
I'm sure it makes for great reality TV, though.
Someone's watching.
Yeah, somebody at Lifetime's getting paid off that.
Will she name the kid after her late mother?
In a word? No.
I don't think so.
That's my guess.
Maybe it'll be Bret Hart Blanchard.
Well, if it's his kid, it absolutely should be. Maybe they just name him Excellence of Execution Blanchard. That would be a fucking badass name. Blanchard, Excellence of Execution.
What's her middle name? Of Execution, of course. Yeah. Duh.
No, it's just something random like Calgary. Excellence of Execution, Calgary Blanchard. God, I hope it's his kid. They have so much fun with that one.
I think it's the new guy's kid. That's where my money's going.
Do you think she knows?
Yes.
Do you think she'll do Maury to find out?
Oh, that would be fun.
Is Maury still on? Does he still do his thing?
No, but I think they could bring him out of retirement for that.
He's like, I'm back.
It's a payday. That is a payday.
That's like
They bring all the potential dads out.
Here's a wrench in the story. Turns out Nick is the father. She went and had a conjugal visit with him.
He's like on a video screen. You are the father. All right. Well, this is going to be a couple week endeavor we're diving into here. These Delphi murders.
Yeah, I don't know how long for sure. At least 2 parts, but
it's one of the first times Trevor just not even giving us a number. You're just like, we're just going to ride this one out.
Before we start this series, I just want to throw it out there. When we do this show, we always tell stories in chronological order, regardless of new updates. So if I'm talking about something from 2017 that was cleared up in 2021, don't come yelling at me that I missed something. We'll get to 2021 when it's 2021 in the story. There's people that like to live listen and correct me and get all mad about stuff, but
trust the process.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't send me Instagram messages yelling at me and stuff.
Yeah. But then by the end of the show, they're like, oh, I didn't finish it yet when I sent this. Sorry.
Yeah. Yell when the series is over.
There are going to be things that are left out of here. We can talk about that before we even get into it. There's people's names that are brought up that have nothing to do with this. There's all kind of rumors. Mm-hmm. There's names that we won't talk about because they haven't actually been charged, but we'll probably come up with a fake name for some people.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. There's just a lot here, and you kind of got to be careful with some of the information because not everybody should be mentioned. I think this case has a lot of maybe examples of how the internet and like the web sleuthing thing isn't a great thing.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm going to be real upset if one of our anonymous people we don't name him Excellence of Execution now. I want somebody in this series to be Excellence of Execution.
All right.
Maybe part 2.
Yeah, we'll put him in part 2.
Maybe it'll be if the guy gets the death penalty, maybe it'll be the guy that flips the switch at the end. Maybe he can be the Excellence of Execution.
Back in 2017, Libby German, and Abigail, Abby Williams, ages 14 and 13, were 2 average, well-adjusted teenage girls from Delphi, Indiana, and best friends. Libby played the saxophone, volleyball, and softball, and was raised by her grandparents, Mike and Betty German. Abby also played saxophone and volleyball, but she was also really into art. Abby lived with her mother, Anna. Delphi, Indiana is a small town, right around 3,000 residents. Everyone knows each other, and there's only 3 stoplights in town, all centered around Main Street, which runs through Delphi, and all the stores and whatnot run along Main Street. Delphi is relatively closer to bigger cities. It's a little over an hour from Indianapolis, 25 minutes to Lafayette, and 45 minutes from Peru. West Lafayette is where Purdue University's main campus is, and they have satellite locations all around, including Peru.
I've never heard of Peru, Indiana, ever.
Have you heard of Indianapolis, Indiana?
Once or twice.
Yeah. Tom Brady probably made him famous by bending them over multiple times.
Is that what put them on the map?
I think so.
Okay.
Let's ignore their lone Super Bowl with El Dweebo, Peyton Manning.
Dweebo.
What about the Baltimore Colts?
Yeah, I'm familiar with them as well.
Okay.
They just packed up and moved overnight to Indianapolis, like just straight up. Like we always give shit to Baltimore because like they stole the Browns, but they got robbed too back in the day.
Backed the moving trucks up as soon as the lights went out.
Yeah.
Or as soon as the sun went down, and in the morning they were gone.
I lived in Indianapolis for a year. Really fun town. I really enjoyed it. Well, we went out there a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, great
It was
town.
fun.
Yeah, that's a good time.
You could say to yourself, like, who's going to Delphi to hang out or like any tourism, but they did have some tourism centered around their outdoor trails. Delphi has around 10 miles of interconnected trails that bring in hikers and hunters, all kind of outdoorsy people. One of the popular spots is the Monon High Bridge. We'll talk about the geographical layout around the bridge and surrounding woods on part 2. But for now, the railway bridge was built in 1891 and was abandoned in 1987. Since then, it has worn away and kind of become like a rite of passage type thing if you live in Delphi or maybe another surrounding area. Like, are you brave enough to cross the bridge?
No.
Absolutely not. Have you guys seen pictures of the bridge?
I don't care if it was a brand new bridge. I would not walk over that.
Like, I'm going to give the statistics in a second, but just even looking at a picture of it, it's like, absolutely not.
There's not even something to hold on to.
No, it's just a train track.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, that's pretty high up. That's so funny. As I get older, I hate that stuff, more than ever. Like, if there was a bridge like that in high school, I used to jump off of into the river and go swimming and stuff. I wouldn't even get up there these days.
Yeah, if I was a kid, I would be about it now.
Yeah.
No, thank you. The bridge is 1,300 feet long, stands 63 feet over Deer Creek, and is the second highest bridge in Indiana. There are a lot of unstable and missing wooden railroad ties along the way, and the water is knee to waist deep on an average adult male. If you fall off this bridge, you're fucked. You're definitely breaking some bones, if not dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very deep. You're
No.
hitting the bottom if
Yeah.
you fall. Well, not a lot of bridges in Indiana, huh? 63 feet's the second biggest they got, second highest.
That's a great point. Yeah.
I guess there's not a lot of like waterways, right, that you're going to be going over.
Landlocked for the most part.
Yeah. It's
No,
that-
it goes by Lake Michigan, doesn't it? That piece up north there as you go to drive to Chicago from here? Yeah.
But I don't think it goes across it, does it?
No,
Or is
no,
that,
no,
That's
no.
what I mean. Like 63 feet's the tallest. That's wild. Or second tallest, I mean, but tall enough for me not to walk the fuck across it.
Especially being unsafe. Like, it's been abandoned for all those years, since 87.
Should block it off.
When I think it was last year or a couple years ago when I was in Hocking Hills, Ohio. I think I posted a photo on my Instagram of me doing a hike, first and last time. But there was up in that area that you can like do like a bridge walk through trees. I think it was only like 35 to 40 feet, and like I had death grip on the ropes on both sides, like white knuckling it, and that was maybe half the height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had something to hold on to.
Something to hold on to. Like I was fucking wrapping up like Indiana Jones. What is that? Temple of Doom when he goes to cut the rope. Hold on, lady. We going for a ride.
You'd have to crawl across this bridge. Like if I were to do
If
this
I was
today,
forced to do it, absolutely.
yeah, you'd have to crawl.
And I'd have to just look at my hands and not like the sides or like, down.
Yeah, because I would have to be able to like feel with my hands if there was a loose railroad tie.
Like when it comes to heights now, like I get really bad vertigo. So like instantly I would start getting dizzy and wobbly. And with nothing there to brace you, like I just fucking keel over. That's it.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yeah. And then I imagine it like Temple of Doom. There's just gators down there waiting to eat you in Indiana.
February 13th, 2017 was an uncharacteristically warm day in Delphi. It was in the 40s, so people were outside. We have the same weather in Ohio. You spend all winter freezing, down into the 20s and lower. But every once in a while you get that random warm February or early March day and it's like time to throw on shorts and a hoodie, do something outside and enjoy it while you can.
Because it might snow until May.
Right. Like the next day you might get snow and you're
right.
just stuck inside. Also on that day, Libby and Abby didn't have school. I saw it reported as a snow day and as an administrative day. Like maybe they had an extra snow day to burn or something like that. But, that's an extra bonus. It's super nice out and there's no school.
Good principle there.
That day, Libby and Abby planned to spend the day off from school together and to visit the Delphi historic trails, specifically Monon High Bridge. How I read it was that Libby had walked across the bridge before, but Abby hadn't. So again, that rite of passage thing. The girls asked Libby's sister Kelsey if she would drive them to the trails. At first, Kelsey said no, but then gave in and dropped the girls off at the entrance of the Delphi historic trails near Monon High Bridge. Kelsey said that she was on the phone with her boyfriend when she dropped the girls off. According to cell phone records, that would have been at 1:38 p.m. The plan from there was for Libby's father, Derek German, to pick the girls up from the trails around 3 p.m. At 2:07 p.m., a photo of Abby on the bridge was posted to Snapchat. This photo was posted to Libby's Snapchat account, and it shows Abby dressed in jeans and a hoodie, carefully walking on the old railroad tracks. This Snapchat post is the last known communication from the girls. 3:11 p.m., Derek German called Libby to let her know that he was on his way, and she didn't answer. 3 minutes later, at 3:14, Derek arrived to pick the girls up. He called Libby's phone again, but no answer. At 3:30, Derek called Becky, which is Libby's grandmother, to let her know that the girls weren't answering, and he was walking toward the bridge. In the same time frame, Derek ran into a local man wearing a flannel shirt on the trail leading to the bridge. Derek asked if he saw the girls. The man said no, not specifically, but he did see a couple girls. So Derek walked the lower trail to the creek and then the trail leading to Freedom Bridge. 4 p.m., Becky called Mike Patty, that's Libby's step-grandfather and Becky's husband, at work to let him know that the girls were not at the pickup location. Derek went back to the parking lot area to see if the girls had shown up, but they had not. At 5 p.m., Becky called AT&T to try and trace Libby's phone. AT&T said that they couldn't do that.
It's like a legal thing.
Yeah.
Like legally, they're like, no, we can't just do that on a call.
Yeah, we'll talk about in a little bit. Like the police do end up getting, and I think it's like a legal thing.
Yeah.
How to go about that. And theoretically, they could have used the Find My app on her cell phone because she was using an iPhone. But her phone had recently been factory reset and the app hadn't been set up yet. So,
yeah.
Which I'm super guilty of that. When I reset something, I'm like, skip it. I'll do it later. I do that all the time. Becky was on the phone with AT&T for about 30 to 45 minutes. And while that was taking place, Mike called police to report the girls missing. That was at 5:20 p.m. 5:30 p.m., police put out a be on the lookout over the scanner that the girls were missing. Within this 5:30 to 6 p.m. window of time, Becky left to go to Anna's house, Abby's mom, and Anna wasn't there. She was at work, so she left a message with a family member. At the trail, Mike walked towards town and ran into two police officers responding to his call. 6 p.m., Becky and Anna, they had met up and went to the police station with details from AT&T about Libby's phone, while Mike and Kelsey went home to gather any other electronic devices that could assist in the search. 6 p.m. to 6:20 p.m., one of the girls' friends took a screenshot of Libby's Snapchat and posted it to Facebook, and at the same time, the sun was setting. So now they had confirmation that the girls were on the bridge at 2:07 p.m., but the worry at this point in time was that they might have fallen off the bridge, maybe into the water. They were dressed really light because of the weather, but as soon as the sun went down, it was back to winter temperatures. That's the thing about those nice days. It's very deceiving because once the sun's out, you're back to winter.
Yeah, they're gone. So time is of the essence here.
Right.
2 quick questions. When that girl posted a screenshot of the Snapchat on Facebook, was that the first time like the family was aware of that Snapchat post and like authorities?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
And did she post it because she knew they were missing or just randomly like, oh, look at my friends having a beautiful day?
Because they were missing.
Okay.
This will make more sense later, but at 6:30 p.m., a man in his 70s named Ron Logan arrived back at his house. Ron's property ran right along Deer Creek, and he was asked for permission to search his property for the girls. A neighbor asked Ron. This wasn't the police, but he agreed. The official search for the girls ended at midnight due to the temperature and limited visibility. Family and friends stayed out well past midnight, but there were no sign of the girls. Also, just because the official search was off didn't mean that police weren't working on things. At 2:30 a.m., Sheriff Toby Lazenby received word from AT&T that the last place Libby's phone pinged was near the bridge, so he brought in big floodlights to comb the area, but still nothing.
Man, how do you even leave to go home to ever get any sleep? You know, like the search wraps up at midnight because not much else you can do until morning, I guess. But man, if that's your kids, what do you even do?
Her, Libby's grandfather, I can't remember the specific time in the timeline, but it was still dark out. It's like early morning hours. He was out there with a kayak going down the creek.
I bet, yeah.
Wow.
Because you're like, they probably can't last overnight. So if there's any chance, like tonight's the night that, you know, we have to make this happen and find them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you fall off that bridge, hit rocks below, you could just be unconscious, half in, half out of water or something.
Yeah, that bridge is terrifying. It was worse than even what I pictured in my head.
Around 6:30 a.m. on February 14th, residents started to arrive at the Delphi firehouse to organize further searches. We unfortunately know what happened. Around 12:15 p.m., the bodies of Libby and Abby were found. They were found on a secluded 40-acre property owned by Ron Logan, about 500 feet from the back of his land. The area was pretty isolated and tough to access from the main trails, down a steep hill about 50 feet from the water's edge.
Like, what kind of shape were they in? Or is this something we'll get into later as far as autopsy, clothing, that sort of thing?
The autopsy was sealed right away.
Okay.
The only thing we'll ever hear about it is that a sharp object was used.
Okay.
Part 2 or potential part 3 will talk about more details for that.
Okay.
About the crime scene, but the autopsies have never been released. Those are still sealed.
Okay.
There was a lot of rumors going around because this case, like, right away became like an internet thing. So there was a lot of rumors, but there were some leaked text messages from around the time that this happened, and talking about how at their funerals they had to have scarves around their neck. So that leads you to believe like the sharp object is something, that cut their throats. But like I said, we'll get into all that stuff, part 2, part 3, something.
That's sick.
At 1:08 p.m., WRTV reported that Assistant Delphi Fire Chief Curtis Borden told them that the girls had been found. Then at 1:50, police held a press conference to announce that the girls had been found dead.
With that 108, like the TV station or WRTV, that the girls had been found, were we led to believe that they were found alive or that bodies were found, or is it not clear?
It was like a not clear.
That they found something, but we don't know yet, so stand by.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Like when you read that reporting, it's like, oh yeah, that doesn't seem good.
Okay.
You know?
So you kind of knew that it wasn't going to be good.
Right.
When they first said they found the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On February 15th, 2017, the Indiana State Police and the FBI released a grainy picture of a man walking on the bridge. They didn't say where the picture came from, just that law enforcement wanted to talk with him. The person in the image quickly became known as Bridge Guy in online form. So going forward, he's Bridge Guy.
Bridge Guy.
All right.
That is the most confusing thing with these cases because there's so many people, right? These different suspects. And we talked about how Mike Perry saw a guy in a flannel shirt. He becomes Flannel Shirt Guy. So FSG. They are all abbreviated. So when you go through reading some of these Reddit threads, you see all these names. You're like, I don't know who these people are.
You know, like a key, like a symbol key, or what is it called with the abbreviations? What's that little key called with like the abbreviations and what it means? Isn't there a name for that? Do you know what I'm even talking about?
No.
I'm just making this up.
Sorry.
Like if you were to read like BG for Bridge Guy and like FSG for Flannel Shirt Guy, like they have a little. Maybe it's just a key.
I know what you mean.
Is it just a key?
Yeah.
On the side of the thing. Maybe
If it's a good subreddit about a subject like that, they should have that key ready to go so you know what you're getting into.
So is this potentially the guy that the dad saw, or we're not sure?
I don't think it is.
Okay.
In the picture, Bridge Guy seems to be wearing some type of a blue jacket, baggy jeans, and a hat with a short bill, with his hands in his pockets and his head down.
And Dad saw a flannel shirt guy, correct?
Yes.
So he didn't have a flannel shirt on.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
I've seen people say that they think that maybe he's wearing like layers of clothing. He's really bundled up for a nice day where people are, out and about.
Got to layer up sometimes.
Well, in this Midwest weather, I mean, hourly it does change.
Absolutely.
He has something brown around his waist too, and I saw that law enforcement thought that was potentially like a hunting fanny pack, where you can keep all your buck knives and whatnot.
No, I don't know.
I was spoken like a typical guy, like all of us who doesn't know about hunting, like your knives and whatnot. Because we don't know what the fuck else you keep.
What else would you keep?
I don't know. If I'm going to get a fanny pack here soon. I'm getting in the fanny pack business. I'm done with shit in my pockets. And I'm going to keep in there my wallet, my keys, my phone, Tic Tacs, maybe a pack of gum, a couple bandages for all those paper cuts I get. And then I'm set.
No knives?
Probably not. Knowing me, probably not.
Just check the blade allowance for Ohio to make sure you don't get with a concealed weapon.
Well, I won't have a knife.
Okay.
But I will have
if you change your mind. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful out there with your fanny pack life.
Might have a flask in there. We'll see. I'm definitely doing the fanny pack thing. Sick of shit in my pockets. The end.
On February 16th, 2017, the ISP carried out a search warrant on a house on West Bicycle Ridge Road in Delphi. As far as I'm aware, we don't know the details of that search, just that it was in connection to the case, and it came in as a tip after the picture of Bridge Guy was released. If I'm wrong on that and somebody knows, like for real, reach out and let me know, because I could not find what that search was in relationship to.
So speaking of keys, we said that the ISP is Indiana State Police, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
It took me a while because in the original notes, it just went with ISP. Okay. And then I was like, what the fuck does he mean ISP? And then I was like, Indiana State Police. But when he first read it in the notes today, he said Indiana State Police. So
got it.
Cleared up. They will henceforth be known as ISP.
Yes. On February 22nd, 2017, there was a press conference organized by the Indiana State Police, Carroll County Sheriff's Department, and the FBI. Superintendent Doug Carter of the Indiana State Police, Carroll County Sheriff Toby Lazensby, and FBI Special Agent in charge, W.J. Abbott, spoke at the Delphi United Methodist Church. They recapped some of the previous details regarding the investigation, then they dropped a bomb. The grainy picture of Bridge Guy was actually a screenshot from a video recording Libby made on her phone. And they had more. They had an audio clip believed to be from the suspect. All the man in the clip can be heard saying is down the hill.
Down the hill. Down the hill. Down the hill. Down the hill. Down the hill. Down the hill. Down the hill.
That's on repeat, by the way. He didn't keep saying it over and over again.
No, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the FBI has it.
So we're clear on
It's
that.
good to clear that up, probably, yeah. He just said it once. It's just the clip we had was repeated, which is nice because you want to hear it over. It's almost wild, like just taking it at right where we're at this point, like that they can't use any kind of voice recognition for that to find out who that might be. Because it's not that grainy of an audio.
It's not the worst ever,
No,
for sure.
no. It's not great either, but it's something.
This is the point in the case where I think it became like this viral type thing. And I know it did for me at least, because your mind starts running wild with, okay, so she obviously, this little girl had the composure enough to pull out her phone and start videotaping the situation. But then your mind starts wondering, it's like, well, how much did her phone capture?
You don't know what else is on there, right?
Yeah.
We don't know for sure. We won't know until trial.
Yeah.
Spoiler, but everybody knows this fucking story.
But also probably not a ton if we're, 7 years later and still figuring this thing out. So maybe it got a lot, but not enough to solidify anything.
There's always been rumors of that it's not very much at all, or that there is a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you would think, this is their first press conference. They have a picture of this guy from her phone and his voice. So you would think that this would be wrapped up pretty quick with that much evidence.
Yeah.
It's much more than a lot of these missing person or like unsolved cases we discussed.
Right.
You didn't have any of audio or a picture in the John Bonet case. You had milk and pineapples and fucking broken windows from her dad. Just trying to get in this goddamn house.
At this point, it became a worldwide case. In the U.S. specifically, it spread with 6,000 billboards across 46 states. The Indiana State Police said that they received 3,900 tips regarding the case, with 1,900 of them coming after the release of the audio, and a $50,000 reward was offered. And that reward, as we're talking about this, going through this timeline stuff, that reward just keeps going up and up. And at one point in here, it's going to hit like $250,000 reward.
Who's funding that? Just,
I don't know.
hard to say.
Probably a community thing to some degree.
Fundraiser.
Yeah. Also on February 22nd, someone called in a bomb threat to the Indiana Packers pork processing plant in Delphi, saying that there were 2 bombs.
That is not easy to say, my friend.
It is not.
That is alliteration.
Who named that fucking place?
Tenfold.
Mike.
Indiana Packers pork processing plant.
This is probably just some asshole sitting out, somewhere in the world thinking this is funny to do this and then, be able to laugh about it on the news. But it's something that comes up in the timeline, so gotta mention it.
It's in the official police timeline or like...
It's just in the timeline of this case. You always see it referenced.
Because it seems just very random.
Yeah.
And unless we're going to get back to it in later parts, but it's just really weird.
I think it's probably somebody sitting out there.
Just a nothing for this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On February 25th, 2017, the ISP carried out a second search warrant, this time at a home in Peru, Indiana. However, police said that this search warrant was not in connection with Libby and Abby's case. Hold on to that search warrant for later on in this episode. On March 17th, 2017, the ISP, FBI, and Carroll County Police carried out a search warrant on the home and property of Ron Logan. Ron Logan was asked about his whereabouts on the day that the girls were killed. Remember, he owns the property that their bodies were found on. He said that he was at home, but there was security camera footage showing him out and about on that day. Ron Logan had a history of DUIs, things like that. On the day in question, one of his stops was a pizza place in town where he was drinking some beers. Ron said that he had lied because he had a suspended license and should not have been driving around and out drinking and stuff.
Look, I get that, but if they find 2 teenagers dead on my property, I'm not making up lies to avoid a suspended license, ticket. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Perhaps he didn't have an attorney with him, Dave.
Perhaps not.
Started, rambling at the mouth.
I guess you'd probably work yourself up into a
And
whatever.
and maybe if you actually are innocent, your immediate thought goes to protect what you actually did do wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the right thing, but
Yeah, I suppose. But it's just going to cast further suspicion on you for lying, so
yeah.
it's not great.
Yeah, when you lie about your alibi right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, no, I was at home.
It's always going to be in question, then.
This is why I refuse to own property. You ain't dying on my property. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I was illegally having beers at the pizza shop and people saw me. That's what you tell them.
Yeah.
Not even that. Because you're allowed to drink at the pizza shop. Just that he got there is the issue.
Right. Well, that's what I mean, yeah. I drove my own car illegally to the pizza shop and had beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to be honest.
Like, what is he
that
looking at
point-
there?
situation.
A weekend in jail, maybe?
Yeah, right.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Can you believe the year is almost half over already? Why does it feel like time has been flying by? When you reflect back on your 2024 thus far, what's something you're proud of? What would you like to accomplish throughout the second half of the year? When life goes by so fast, it's important to take a moment to celebrate your wins and make adjustments for the rest of the year. Therapy can be a great way to help you take stock of your progress and set achievable goals for the next 6 months. Therapy provides an opportunity to reflect on your wins, your losses, and what you may want to tackle next. By taking a moment to reflect on yourself, you'll be able to better understand where you're at in 2024 and where you want to be when 2025 gets here. Having a clear vision for your next set of goals will keep you focused, driven, and hungry. So, if you're thinking of starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Take a moment, visit betterhelp.com/necro today and get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/necro.
Since Ron was on probation from the DUI and stuff, the police had the authority to carry out searches with less probable cause than usual. The search covered Ron's house, outbuildings, and surrounding land. The search turned up nothing, and Ron was cleared. He got hit with being put on house arrest for driving with a suspended license. But that's it for Ron, really. There are people still to this day who refuse to believe law enforcement, and they swear that Ron is responsible for the murders. I would go as far as to say unhinged, reading some online comments and whatnot about theories regarding Ron Logan. But he's has since passed away. He died in 2022. But I mean, if you want to go out there and read those, go for it. But
what's their reasoning for him other than he initially lied? Like, is there anything that they're really like pinpointing? Like, oh, this is why. Like, I know it was his property, but like, just wondering what they're saying, like why they're so diehard and like you said, unhinged about this.
There's pictures of Bridge Guy next to like Ron Logan and stuff, and people start circling different things, and it's
sounds like that fucking Bigfoot stuff. Like,
yeah.
They're like, well, look at this costume this guy's wearing, and this, what is it, the Gimlet video? What's that name? Gimlet Patterson video.
Patterson Gimlet.
Whatever
like
it is.
Gimlin.
Gimlin. You're right. Sorry, we always say Gimlet.
I said Gimlet. Yeah, that was on me, but it's a ridiculous video, so what does it matter?
This reminds me of the guy in the Texas killing fields that his property like abutted where they found those bodies, and Tim like harassed him for years and he ended up killing himself, right?
Yeah.
The same kind of thing.
Oh, that's
He was
right.
just, in his property happened to be where it happened, and he got the brunt of a lot of that.
I think that Ron really dug himself a grave, whatever, when he lied.
Sure.
Right off the bat.
Yeah. He had no reason to lie.
And it's just gone from there. But yeah, I don't know. Police said he's cleared.
Got to go with that.
Yeah. And like we all know, everybody knows the story. There's charges that have been filed. You know what I mean? Like, it's not Ron.
And I get that, I would argue that just because police clear someone, that in and of itself, none of us don't take that as like, oh, that's the be all end all. They cleared him, because we've talked about all the shitty police work. But like, unless there's something we're not aware of, what else are you going to get this guy on?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand what the argument would be to be so like, why is this the cross that you're going to die on, that it's him?
Yeah.
That's just my thought at this point.
And maybe part of it could be you get so invested, I guess, in believing that it is this person.
But that's what I mean. Like, I would like to know why they got to that point. Like, what is it? Other than just people want this case to be solved so badly that they're going to pick something and stick with it and ride that out. And
sometimes that's it.
Makes them feel better to think like, oh, it is this guy.
On July 17th, 2017, law enforcement released the first composite sketch. Fox 59 reported at the time, quote, "Police say the person depicted in the composite sketch is described as a white male between 5'6" to 5'10", weighing 180 to 220 pounds with reddish brown hair. The eye color is unknown, but according to one witness, his eyes are not blue. Additionally, the sketch depicts a hat that may not be accurate."
So what are we basing this sketch on? Whose description?
We're going to talk about all those descriptions next week.
Okay.
So we're looking at this guy, right?
Correct. These are based off of witnesses from that day, though.
Someone they saw walking.
Mm-hmm. When we talk about, when we go into those witness statements further next week, they're not very great. Not every, like, people can't agree on certain clothing and stuff. Like,
that's usually the case.
Yeah.
Like, eyewitness descriptions are usually pretty terrible.
But when you put that side by side with the bridge guy, I guess you can see it. Or it's just so grainy that your mind just makes you.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get into it then next week too. But like, are we going to talk about like how populated this area was at the time? Like, was there a lot of people hiking? Was there not many people around at all?
It seemed like an average day for it. You know, there were groups of people out. A group of, I think, 3 other teenage girls were out walking around. That there were people out.
Okay.
In September 2017, a 31-year-old guy named Daniel Nations was out in Monument, Colorado, walking around Mount Herman Road, threatening hikers with a hatchet. This seemed to have been going on for at least a week or so. Like, he would threaten people, then run away, whatever, until September 25th, when Colorado law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle that matched the victim's descriptions. Inside, they found Daniel Nations, a registered sex offender from Indiana, who had moved to Colorado earlier that year. Daniel Nations had a criminal history, including domestic violence, drug-related charges. The officers found the hatchet that he had been threatening people with, and he was arrested on charges of menacing and other related offenses.
Not supposed to pull your hatchet unless you intend to use it, pal.
I pull my hatchet like 3 times a day, Dave. Oh, you mean literally a hatchet?
Pull your hatchet on me, you better fucking kill me with it.
You mean literally a hatchet?
Literally.
I don't even own a hatchet. I'm talking about my wiener.
Hatchet man over here.
I'm on my wiener.
Hatchet man.
How many people do you think have that hatchet man tattooed on them?
Too many.
A lot.
Or like the back window of their Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Oh man, that is so specific. When I lived in Parma, the dude that lived above me had one of those kind of cars, and it had a huge hatchet.
Of
man
course,
on his
they all drove Eclipses.
Yeah.
I had an Eclipse. There were no hatchet man.
Well, I'm not saying everyone who owned an Eclipse had a hatchet man, but I'm saying if you had a hatchet man on your car, you probably had a Mitsubishi Eclipse, like the big red one. Yeah. Of course, it's red.
WRTV reported, quote,
Indiana State Police Sergeant Kim Riley said they were made aware of Nations' arrest Thursday night by a sheriff's department in Colorado, and they immediately started exchanging notes. State police are calling Nations a person of interest in this case, but it's a title they say has been used many times over the past several months and is yet to lead to an arrest. Sergeant Riley said Nations is just one of dozens of suspects they have checked out as part of their investigation into the girl's murder. Quote, "This is not something that is just done this one time. It's been done over and over," said Sergeant Riley. Quote, "We've had some Kokomo incidents. We've had some Logansport incidents. We've had out-of-state departments contact us." Besides the similarities in his appearance to the sketch, Indiana State Police released in July, Nations is a registered sex offender, has Indiana ties, and appears to have committed his latest crimes on a hiking trail. Coincidence? Maybe. The first question we need to answer is, was Nations even in Indiana on February 13th, 2017? The answer? More than likely. Based on court records, we can say he was definitely in Indiana throughout much of the year and even the 2 years prior. Nations had registered as a sex offender in Morgan County on January 31st as a homeless person living at the Royal Inn in Indianapolis. He was required by law to check in person with the county every 7 days after that, and he did so for several weeks, which you can see on the sheet obtained by Call 6 Investigates below, including on February 14th, the day Libby and Abby's bodies were found. According to the Morgan County Jail, Nations was incarcerated from February 24th to 28th of this year. That's 10 days after Libby and Abby were murdered. He appeared in court on March 6th and again on May 29th. Nations registered as a sex offender in Johnson County on April 10th with an address at the In-Town Suites in Greenwood. He then went MIA. According to court records, the 31-year-old has been on the run in Indiana since July of this year when he skipped a court appearance in Greenwood, 2 days after police released a sketch of the suspected Delphi killer. Nations has been on the sex offender registry since 2007 when court records showed he was convicted of exposing and pleasuring himself in a Walmart parking lot in Spartanburg County, South Carolina, the previous year. Per court documents from that incident, the witness told police that Nations exposed himself and then asked her, quote, "You want to get on this? It'll be fun."
I bet it wouldn't be. I think that's a mistake.
Sir, I think you're making a mistake. Thank you, Art.
He really does look like the sketch when you put it side by side.
It 100% does.
Yeah. And then you hear that he skipped out of town 2 days after the sketch was released.
That's the picture you sent earlier today?
Yeah.
Yeah, he really does.
And I remember when that came out, because then people were, got a hold of his Facebook and were looking at pictures and comparing more. And like, yeah, he really fucking looks like him.
Yeah.
On February 13th, 2018, law enforcement held a press conference. It was like a year anniversary press conference. It was at the trailhead where the girls had been dropped off. ISP Superintendent Doug Carter said that Daniel Nations was, quote, "not a person we care a whole lot about at this time." He reassured the community that they would catch whoever killed the girls. And that's when things with this case went quiet again. They rolled out Daniel Nations. He's just one of many pervert fucking weirdos in this story.
Yeah.
We're by the end of this couple weeks just gonna realize again how many creeps are out in the world.
Was there a reasoning why they cleared him? Do we know why he was just no longer, quote, what did they say? A person we care a whole lot about at this time?
They just,
No.
They've been so tight-lipped about this case the whole time.
Try not to blow anything.
Yeah, I'm probably smart.
On April 22nd, 2019, a press conference was held that has become known as the New Direction press conference. A press release was sent out to coincide with the conference. I read, quote,
Early this afternoon, Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter spoke with members of the Delphi community and interested media to share the change in direction of the Delphi double murder investigation of Abigail Williams and Liberty German. This investigation has been ongoing since the discovery of the girls' bodies, the early afternoon of February 14th, 2017, in a wooded area near the Delphi Historic Trail, about a half mile upstream from the High Bridge. Today, a new sketch of the suspect, appearing to be in his mid-20s to mid-30s and believed responsible for the murders of the girls, was shared with the Delphi community and media. As the investigation has progressed, information has been continuously reviewed and examined, and this sketch more accurately depicts the face of the suspect from the video recorded on Liberty German's cell while she and Abigail were on the high bridge. Also shared with the Delphi community was more of the audio, as well as previously unreleased video from Libby's phone. As Superintendent Carter said today, quote, "We have a witness. You made mistakes. We are coming for you, and there's no place for a heartless coward like you to hide that gets his thrill from killing little girls." This investigation has been a priority of the multi-agency task force since the first day of the investigation and will continue to be a priority for all participating law enforcement agencies.
That sketch is completely different.
Not even close to resembling the original.
Yeah. The sketch shows a much younger guy. It's estimated to be 15 to 20 years younger than the original.
At least, yeah.
Yeah. He's clean shaven. He's got curly hair, a narrow nose, thinner lips, no facial hair.
No little dorky hat.
Yeah. Where's the hat? Bridge guy had a hat on.
This guy's got like in the picture, like Justin Timberlake type curlyish blondish hair almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when after all these years they like disregard the first sketch completely.
Isn't that crazy?
Don't even pay. And the crazy thing is about the sketch, the new one, the guy with the curly hair, is that was actually the first sketch that was made back in 2017 off of witness stuff that we'll talk about next week.
That they just kind of were like,
So
maybe.
they had this sketch of this younger guy,
Yeah.
and then they saw the video of Bridge Guy, and they went with the Bridge Guy angle. That
Or
description.
they felt that was more reliable information at the time or whatever.
Right.
I would imagine during that time, maybe they had a couple people following up on the first guy, the first sketch. Or do you think they just kind of wrote it off completely and were like, put a pin in that and maybe we'll get back to it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You would think that they would have had somebody working on that because the FBI was involved in this really early on.
You'd be investigating every lead, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure Bridge Guy doesn't look more like this other sketch. Like I can see it.
So that's Bridge Guy. That's blue coat. That's not. Maybe he has a flannel on underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
hard
supposedly the fanny pack.
that almost looks like a flannel shirt hanging underneath, right? Like to me, that almost looks like a brown flannel shirt hanging down.
Like if you disregard the age, that sketch obviously looks younger, but I don't know. I could see it.
It could be either of them, I think.
Yeah.
Now but wait a minute. Is that first photo supposed to be Hat Guy too, though? See, now I'm getting confused with all the names.
Well, that's the original sketch.
But like that guy didn't have a hat on, did he?
The Bridge Guy?
The one we just saw. Did he have a hat on?
Bridge Guy has a hat on.
Oh, that is a hat.
Yeah.
Oh, it just looked like thick hair, kind of.
But the face a little bit, this just kind of looks a little younger, I think, to me. It's just composites, you know.
Yeah,
different
it's hard
people's
to say.
descriptions.
And at
Probably
this
a blend of all of them.
Well, look, there's a reason why we're not going to figure it out right now, right? Like they've been investigating this for 7 years. We're not going to fucking make sense of all this.
at this point in the investigation, and still to this day, they believe that this was a local person. This was somebody familiar with, and it had walked that bridge before because he was able to move fairly quickly. He's walking.
It was less than an hour and a half, right? From the Snapchat picture to when the dad realized like they're not showing up.
Yeah.
Like that was not even an hour and a half.
But like how he's walking on the bridge towards them, he's walking, like he's walked that before. He's not worried about the railway ties falling and stuff.
Just walking confidently across a shady ass bridge.
Yeah. Like he was aware of that
I see
bridge.
what
He
you
had
mean.
done that
Hands
before.
in his pocket, not, balancing. Whoa, I don't wanna
Right.
fall.
How's that go, Dave? Whoa. Get his hands up in the air.
The other thing they did at this press conference was they put out a new audio clip. Now, instead of just down the hill, the clip was extended to include the word guys. So now it's guys down the hill. And they also cleaned up the audio. So it's not as muffled or, like sounding like it's in someone's pocket or whatever.
Guys, down the hill. Guys, down the hill. Guys, down the hill. Guys, down the hill.
That confuses me a lot. What is the word guys going to do differently?
Why'd they cut it out of the first one?
I don't know. I'm very confused by that whole
Do you think they weren't clear on what he was saying? So the first clip was they only released what they were for sure that he was saying. And then when they finally realized he was saying guys down the hill, they were like, okay, that's what he's saying.
Could be. Maybe it was unclear until they cleaned it up a little more.
That's
the
what I
first
mean,
time.
like-
yeah, sure. That's possible.
Which is, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I think the first clip is clearer.
Down the hill. Down the hill.
It's just quieter.
Yeah.
Guys, down the hill.
It's that enhanced version.
That
Yeah, that's the
enhanced-
FBI's.
It's very
enhanced.
like choppy and
does not sounds not real.
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know.
Things quieted down for 2 years. Then, out of nowhere, law enforcement put out the following press release on December 6th, 2021.
While investigating the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, detectives with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office and the Indiana State Police have uncovered an online profile named Anthony_Shots. This profile was being used from 2016 to 2017 on social media applications, including but not limited to Snapchat and Instagram. The fictitious Anthony Shots profile used images of a known male model and portrayed himself as being extremely wealthy and owning numerous sports cars. The creator of the fictitious profile used this information while communicating with juvenile females to solicit nude images, obtain their addresses, and attempt to meet them. We have already identified the male in these images that were used by the Anthony_Shots profile. The male that is in the photos is not a person of interest in the investigation. Detectives are seeking information about the person who created the Anthony Shots profile.
So the local news did some digging, and they found that the person that law enforcement was referring to was 27-year-old Kagan Klein. And guess where Kagan lived? He lived in that house in Peru, Indiana, that was searched way back on February 25th, 2017. And that's where we'll pick back up on part 2.
That's a twist.
So the initial composite sketch and one of the initial houses they searched have now all come back.
Yes. And Kagan Klein does not look like any of the bridge guy things. Or any of the...
It's Kagan.
Yeah, it's Kagan.
Kagan.
Nah, don't love that.
That's Kagan.
Okay.
Yeah. He looks like Anthony Shots profile with a male model picture. Sure.
This is who he was saying he was.
Yeah, I bet he was. I bet he was. Fat fuck.
Very attractive young man here. Like, yeah. He's,
Yeah, that model guy is.
Yeah.
Kagan,
Like he's, out here with the...
Oh. Well, they superimposed his face on my body, but that's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, boy. That's what a Kagan should look like, not the real guy.
True. That guy is the guy that stands outside of Abercrombie and gets you to go in and buy their jeans.
That's right.
The other guy's the one at Annie Ann's.
Oh, boy. Well, that is something.
Next week, we'll get into Kagan Klein.
Are we allowed to make fun of Kagan Klein or no?
Oh, we are absolutely.
Okay. I just like to say that I have a feeling Kagan Klein, based on that picture, has a fantastic pro wrestling DVD collection.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, so we'll get into Kagan. We'll get into his police interrogation and what he, his role in this whole case. And it's going to challenge the whole coincidence thing. And Like,
Okay.
I don't know if it might make your brain explode. The coincidence with Kagan
Wow.
that we're going to talk about.
All right.
Because it's really hard to just say it's a coincidence.
Usually
his role in this.
It usually is. A lot more to come.
It's a hell of a first part. There's a lot to dive into there. I don't know where to go. Like, we can't get into the final thoughts yet, obviously.
Yeah.
Thoughts on part 1? Any thoughts on what we just discussed?
It's like just a roller coaster of stuff when they pull back sketches, and then you find out that the second search warrant ever searched was someone that was catfishing little girls online. Like,
Well, it obviously means he was on their radar for something.
Right,
And they knew
yeah.
exactly where to go.
I'm still interested why, like, what it led to that cleared. Was it Daniel
Nations.
Nations? Or was this just maybe a connection they made to get him on something else? Like, maybe they just used this as an excuse to raid his home or do something to get him on something else. Because it seems like they just all of a sudden were like, nah, no longer a person of interest in this case.
he looks like the initial sketch of Bridge Guy. But that's pretty much all. I mean, he's a registered sex offender. He's a creep. He was jerking off in front of people at Walmart and stuff. But
You want to ride this?
I guess I'm just very intrigued why they were just like all of a sudden so dismissive of him without us knowing.
They probably got him back from Colorado and just confirmed where he was at specific times and ruled him out.
But did
I
he
would
not?
assume.
Did he not check in Indiana the day the bodies were found?
Yeah, but he may have had an alibi.
That's what I'm saying. I just want to know that. Yeah. That's like, I'm very interested as to why all of a sudden, because clearly he was in and around the area,
He was,
allegedly, and just for them to be like, no longer a person of interest. I'm not saying there's a conspiracy. I'm just saying I wish we had. I would like to know that.
Yeah,
I'm sure also that they have interviewed every sex offender in a certain mile radius.
well, I was going to say there's probably thousands of them in and around.
And I'm sure the FBI's talked to every one of them.
Yeah.
But he
regarding
also,
this.
like you said, Ian, he fit more of the description too.
But then they said, don't get rid of that
Afterward,
sketch.
yeah. They're like, oh no, never mind. That's not it anymore. I don't know. That's just really weird too. Like that's just a lot of different stuff. Again, not saying there's a whole thing behind it, but you just don't know. Like, all right, well, we're going this way. We're going this way. We're going this way. Dead end train. By the way, back up. Now we're going this way. This way. This way. This way.
New direction.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the crime scene because there's a whole document out there that we're going to have to get into that does, it's not the autopsy, but it does paint a picture of the crime scene. And early on in this, Robert Ives, he was a prosecutor in Delphi. He had said when, we said they kept the autopsy sealed, were pretty tight-lipped about all that stuff, and there was rumors going around. He said, one of the initial things he said was like that there were at least three signatures at the crime scene. Signatures being something that like a serial killer would do as far as posing the bodies, and one of them was religious in nature. So that's all we knew about the crime scene during this whole time, is these rumors. And whatever happened, whatever that crime scene was, you could tell it affected every police officer in that town that was a part of the investigation. And it's a really horrifying crime scene, the way it's laid out. So, but at this point, that's where it's at.
It's a lot to unpack.
This one's really heavy too because it's so recent.
Yeah.
Like this isn't like a John Bonet that, we were, little kids. Dave was collecting Social Security. There's just something like they would still, 20, 21 years old. They would be now.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else. That Robert Ives thing was the last thing I wanted to bring up tonight that I didn't have in the notes.
All right, very good.
Because that even makes your mind want, like if you're just thinking of this as being back in like 2017, 18, whatever, like that makes your mind wander even more because you're like, okay, so how much was videotaped? Like, what did we have? Is it just audio the whole time, or what is it? And then go even further to say that there's signatures at the crime scene and something religious. Like, well, what does that mean?
What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
How smart of I can't remember which girl it was, but how smart of her to like start recording on her phone too.
Libby.
Like what in that kind of traumatic incident to be aware enough to try to even try to just do that. She probably even had the phone in like her pocket, and she was just, kids are smart. They know how to, your thumb just knows the exact, where you push things, and just to get a recording of something is incredible, and then get even like a video of it.
That makes you think, and there's theories out there about, well, did they run into him before on the trails earlier? And as he's coming towards them, was she like, oh, I'm going to pull out my phone because this guy's a fucking creep?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh, that's terrible. All right, Dave, what do we got on Patreon?
Thank you to new patrons: Chase, Connor Johnson, Jesse Greenwell, V1 Muncher, Taylor, Amanda Kent, Kaylee Fenning, Brandon Fugati, or Fugate. I like to go with Fugati. Richard Splitzer, Raytax.
Do you think that's Dick Splitzer?
I didn't want to make fun of the guy's name. If
That sounds like somebody's trying to be funny.
Richard Splitzer.
You don't have to, Dave. I'm making fun of that guy. But I'm not making fun of him. That's a fucking awesome name. I hope that's your real name. I don't believe it is.
Amber Sipe, Spinifex, Lennon Orapiza, Ruby Joe, Timothy Sayre, David Cassells, Autumn, Eustace P. Vanderbanger von Hildebrandt III Esquire, a.k.a. Mr. Hildebrandt, hashtag don't answer the phone. Jez Taft, me and Mike's third legs be twinning FR. Is that for real?
Yeah, read that.
What the fuck?
Me and Mike's third legs be twinning for real. Third leg.
Yo, why does he know what my dick looks like?
Josh Ozuna, Haley Evans, Kathleen, Necro Mommy, Becky D, and Sarah Vidal. Thank you, new patrons.
All right. Ian, what do you got?
We just put out the second episode of Necro Straight Edge.
Necro Straight Edge.
Did Peter You did Peter Curtin.
Peter Curtin. That guy's a barrel of laughs and then some.
How fun was that reading it straight, Dave?
It's not that much fun.
There's a lot of that I forgot about.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Then he
refresher.
ejaculated immediately. Then he ejaculated immediately. Then he sucked the blood. Then he ejaculated immediately. Then he slit her throat. Then he ejaculated immediately.
You picked that one, pal. I don't know why you picked that. You need to do something fun next time.
Yeah.
So go check that out. That's going.
Search Necro Straight Edge.
Yes.
Not Necronomipod Straight Edge. Necro Straight Edge.
3 words, right?
Three
Necro,
words.
straight,
Necro
edge.
Straight Edge.
Make sure you spell straight correctly.
That helps.
That can
I
be
see
an
a lot of
issue.
that too.
I'm guilty of that. So
So you did an alien.
yes,
You did a serial killer.
Yep.
I'll kick us off next week with doing John Bonet.
Wow.
And I'm going to do something fun for my second episode. I already know what my second one that I wanted. My John Bonet, for me, it's going to be, because we did 4 fucking parts on that. So it's going to be a 2-parter. So you'll get, the first week, you'll get parts 1 and 2. I'll read those together. And then the second week, I'll do parts 3 and 4.
Okay.
And then we'll kick it back to Ian after that. But I know what I'll do for my second episode. I just need to lighten it up a little bit.
A little bit.
And it's one of my favorite episodes. I'll kayfabe it for now, but it's one of my favorite episodes we've ever done, other than John Bonet.
And then by the time this is posted, Promised Land will be almost done. The second to last episode. Like the story will be wrapped up. There'll just be the conspiracies left. So if you want to listen to about a 10-hour deep dive on Jonestown, written by my wife, narrated by me. Go check out Promised Land.
Yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, now's the perfect time. You can binge it, the entire thing. Mm-hmm. And to be clear, Necro Straight Edge, new episodes every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Promised Land every Friday.
Right.
Around noonish.
Yeah.
And you stick pretty good to being close to about that. And then, obviously, new episodes of Necronomipod every Sunday.
Hell of a world.
Okay.
Hell of a world we're living in.
All kind of stuff at Cool Down
Boundless
Media.
entertainment options from your friends at Cool Town Media.
And on the Patreon this month, at the, I forget the name of the tier, the $15 tier.
Art Bell.
The Art Bell tier. We're doing something new
We are.
this month. Tell us a little about that, Dave.
Well, I forget in which show we talked about that old show, Fact or Fiction. Was that what it was called? Fact or Fiction?
Something like that.
Beyond Belief. It was called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, with that guy from Star Trek.
Yeah.
He,
Which guy from Star Trek?
from the later one, Picard's second guy,
I don't know. I didn't know.
Jonathan.
He's the one that cut
something.
off Darth Vader's hand, I think. In like the fourth one,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Return of the Jedi.
Something like that, pal. Something like that.
Yeah. It's the one
Get
with
that thumb. Get that thumb working, right, and then come back and talk to us.
yeah.
But I think we're gonna do some sort of play on that. We'll do some read some stories, add a couple of fake stories in, and have the fellas here try to figure out which was the real story, and which was the fake story. What do you
That's
want?
gonna be a
What do
good
you want
time.
to call it, Mike?
I thought we should just call it "Did This Fucking Happen?"
That might be the reworked title, sure.
Did this fucking happen?
Those are always really fun. I remember the
Bible passage or metal lyrics.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those were
fun
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. We did a second one. Didn't we do another competition recently?
Urban Legends.
As a competition?
Did we do competition? Didn't you guys play each other in that?
We did a Jeopardy thing, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. All right.
So that's what I'm working on.
Fun fact, William Shatner played Darth Vader. People don't know that.
No, they don't. Nobody knows that except you, apparently.
Yeah. People don't know that.
Spitting facts tonight here.
Yeah.
William Shatner is wild how good he looks for how old he is.
He's like
90.
Yeah, I was going to say he's like 114 years old.
He's old.
He still
man.
looks good.
Let's see how old he is.
I think he's 93.
You going with 90? Really?
You're right, 93.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He still looks so good.
He's awesome.
It's weird,
He's
man.
Canadian. That's why.
Yeah, they do have it right up there. They got Tim Hortons, poutine, hockey. What the fuck else do you need? Trish Stratus? That's it. That's the Mount Rushmore of Canada.
It works. So that's what we got going on.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, that was part one. We'll be back the next few weeks to close this one out. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Necronomipod. We are also, follow us on, are we on all the socials at Cool Down Media LLC?
It's just an Instagram account for the Cool Down Media.
Instagram right now, Cool Down Media LLC. And then is it Promised Land?
Yeah.
Promised Land on Instagram as well, to keep up on what Ian's got going on over there. We are on Amazon.com, search Necronomipod for all of our merch, Patreon.com/Necronomipod, and Necronomipod.com.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.